So now it's 1-1. Now we'll move into the JUNKERTOWNs. I see here. What's up, Sai? Fortunately, mod reviews. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I'll just skip ahead. Okay. Alright, JJANGGU's in now. They're on the wrists. Wow, that's actually a pretty good boop. Piggy capitalizing on that. JJANGGU's gonna get taken out. This is still a solid. You either want to go, since they probably scouted like the mate comp, going up top is like a good spot. Like the monster's gonna be getting a good boops and like check that. But it's either, you never want to go main against like the mate comps are gonna get walled. So it's either you go top or you go far right. And the reason why, because you don't get walled. If you go far right, then you have like all this extra space to like move and just shoot them. So yeah, either top or far right is like the best play. Don't just run out through middle if you come into like a mate comp, because they're going to be playing there and just plays in their strengths. Because if you force them to like sprint down this way and then you have your DPS out on top, then they just get like, you know, the free shots. So yeah, that was just a good boop, but still like the right idea. That's who won the series. You'll find out in a couple maps. Weird, he went that way alone. Oh, they all went high ground, and then Masa just ended up getting the boop. As you can see, like, I'll move it back. So they all were going high ground together, right? Because they knew that they're probably gonna be holding close or something. Then he just got boop, yeah. So yeah, that's the reason why. This is why that was just a good boop by also there. So if you're a Lucio player, hey, there you go. Do that if you're holding close. Do that. That's a good play. If they're gonna be going through the high ground, but they end up forcing them back. Now as a risky, you're kind of just gonna be, you know, setting up on point, put your shield down, and yeah, you just put your shield up and you do this. And now you just now it's when you put your legs up and go AFK on the point as Orisa, man. That's kind of what you do. It's nice. It's a nice sleeper gameplay. So as like Orisa, since you have like Echo Hanzo, one of the biggest things you can do is you can coordinate your pull with sticky mines. So either you're pulling above shield, stuff like that, or even you can do with like Hanzo shots is just one small thing. That's, you know, some people do, some people don't, but it's a good little like trick to do, because if you get a bunch of like mines on somebody, they can just like insta die from that. So just keep that in mind. If you, whatever team comp you have, try and like use your abilities in with like other people's abilities, and then it will get a lot more like success from that. So we'll see if they end up like comboing that stuff, but that's just one thing that you'd want to do, look for if you're playing Orisa in this team comp. So always pulls not really going to get much value. Going down, we'll just watch Dante. Looks like they're clutching it out. Nice, Dante just popping off, doing the Dante things. Now JJANGGU back on points. This is still fun. It's kind of how you position. Not real much to talk there. So there's the dragon, pull dragon. I like that. Also what you want to do, especially when you have a dragon. So it's either you set that up if you're the main tank, if they're not doing that, or, you know, if you're a Hanzo player, you set up to like say, hey, let's pull dragon. So one of you's got to do it, because if you just don't do it, then it's just a wasted opportunity. It's a big pull there on the supports. So he has the bongos. So you could use bongos probably from like under. There you go, yeah. Get gauged by Hawk to try and kill the bongos. Nice. Okay, JJANGGU, okay. He's kind of, his whole team left his ass, but it was actually, he kind of just owned him. Got the D-Mech when he was trying to break the bongos. I like it. So he's just chilling on card again. You can set up, it depends. You either have like, you know, have your Sig be up top here, or you can have like your Sig on points and then Orisa like plays up top here, depending on how, if you think they're going to get another recontest. Just to try and get like the card pushed and then still have a shield, so it looks like they're having their Sig play up with like their DPS, and then JJANGGU's playing on point. Yeah, you never really want to have, you don't want, unless you know you're going to cap for 3, you don't want to just like have both your shields on point. So that was good by the Outlaws, to at least have one shield up for the DPS, so just make sure you're aware of that. But ranges come out with all their ults and then they end up getting taken out, so not really much you can do there. Just press Q and win. Jake's on support? Yes, he's on the Mercy. So retaking on JUNKERTOWN, if they have like the high ground, I'm not a huge fan of just going main, because you're just gonna get poked out. If they're playing like above you and you have cart this far, I think the best is if you just go, you can go like under and then you can just go out through like high ground and force them off. I think that's the best play to do, because if you try and go high ground, right, you force them back and then you literally have to go down and across, so it just saves time just to go all the way right side. So we'll see what they do, but that's like, I think that's like the best pathing, because otherwise, you know, they just have to take like 3 fights and it's not the best. Is any good? I think Orisa's pretty strong. Well, Ryan's banned, so you know they can't do any rush. And on JUNKERTOWN, I think Orisa's probably like, JUNKERTOWN and Havana are Orisa's 2 best maps, because they have such long sight lines, right? So you pretty much get value from sitting here and shooting them. If you have like a Ryan or like a Winston or something, you pretty much just have to like wait up top, wait for them to engage, and you engage. But with Orisa, you can play distance with the shield and spam them all out as you're kind of trying to come through a choke. So it's kind of just, it plays into Orisa's hands on these maps, or why Orisa's good. Like any long range, Orisa's good. Close range, then Ryan and stuff, you know, engages will be, engage comps will be a lot better, like, especially with like high ground, like Gibraltar. You're never really gonna see an Orisa on Gibraltar. Winston's like a lot better, just because of like the high ground capabilities. Kind of depends on like the map geometry. I feel like they're electing to try and go top left. Still not a fan of going all the way top left. I think right side still 100 times better. Well, that's a pretty good pull. Oh, he almost gets him. But they have pull dragon pretty soon. They try to do pull flux, but still a good gauge of their Dante's kind of popping off. So we'll watch Dante's POV. Dude, Dante's been putting in work this game, dude. He's actually been putting in work. Orisa Hog's kind of dead now? Yeah, Orisa Hog's not very good. And the reason why is because you can just go double shield and then you get no value, or the Hog's just going to get hard poked out. So it's just, Hog is just so easily counterable in professional play that he's just not that good. So Talon. But this is fine. JJANGGU on point. Trying to protect Happy there. We're getting close to his bongo, so I like this positioning. He's not like over like trying to take a hard engagement, so he knows he's about to get bongos, and then you can just play him, put him from back here. So So probably see after maybe the window goes down, then he'll probably engage with bongos. The window's down. I think he could have pushed up a little bit farther with bongos before using it there, but still end up working out because his DPS are so far back. I still like it though. Disengage to re-engage, clean.
Welcome to the scrapyard.
Now, here, you can't have your wrist on point to push payload. It's also better to could have them go on high ground. It kind of depends, I guess, what support you have. I don't know. I kind of would have liked to see JJANGGU just like take the high ground, but I guess they have like Piggy for Sig on there. And they want to have like all their DPS spamming out. I think they definitely could have had like Mercy on payload probably. And then she could just like fly up when they need it. But I guess this is alright too. What's up, Widar? Oh, nice. Big flux. We're not really getting much value out of like the shields. He's kind of just chilling point, but Dante's popping off again. And he's back on point. Doing the Orisa thing. So I like this where he's going left side, so it's out of like the Windows LOS. You don't want to just face check a window, so that's good by the JJANGGUs. I don't think we get taken out. He's close to the bongos. I even really have a chance to even use it. They just try engaged with ultis. It's not terrible. I think controlling high ground is a lot more important. But I ended up working them. They almost kept it all the way, but I think the sending JJANGGU high ground, just having like the support chill on point, and then he can just like fly up it maybe a little bit better, but I don't know. Dante's been able to pop off. Lately he's been nuts, yeah. Dante's insane. Okay, next we can talk about, I think he did the chill on the corner. Okay, yeah, okay, so when you're starting out on this map, this is the best spot to throw a shield. It's just for like for your Widow, like when they're coming through choke point or whatever. If you're not holding close, if you have like a Mei or something, then yeah, you want to be playing like right here. And then you can just like force them if they go like top or whatever. So if you're playing close, play here. But if you're playing far back, then throwing your Orisa shield into this corner is the best, because then your Widow can just like play here with a shield and get snipes off, and then after the shield goes down, then you know you can rotate to this corner for Orisa. So if you're Orisa player, that's how this is like the first shield you want, and then you back up. And the reason why you don't want to just like, some people just play right here, and the reason why this is bad, because if you put the shield here, right, you're shooting them, when your shield breaks, where do you go? You go nowhere. You get domed and people die. Same thing as if you're like playing here, if your shield breaks, then you're getting shot all the way back here till you drop. So like this is why this spot's like better. You get like the angles and then you just rotate out and then it's completely safe. So yeah, that's why they hold that spot and they rotate off, and those other two spots are bad. So on this corner is good for Orisa because you can use like the corner to like, you know, just map geometry to block damage if your shield goes down. And then you just shield going for pull damage. I think really exciting, but this is how you'd play the Riss. Oh, JKM's getting taken out. So Jake was trying to hold the right side. I think he was like in the middle ground. Maybe you'd want to play a little bit closer or just play with JJANGGU, but then they're going to take the far side. It was kind of like in that middle ground where it didn't really get much value. So let's go to the next fight. So they ended up getting the they didn't get the touch, but they can hold this high ground. Then, oh damn, I just get a better shot. But this is how you want to hold like for the next fight. There's either two spots. You either hold up here with a shield, or you hold right here with Orisa. So it's either you put your shield here and you have this and you can use this as cover if you know, the shield breaks, or you want to play like right up here. And those are the two spots like on this point that you'd want to fight. So if you think like they all died and they got a respawn before, so they hold close, but if you didn't, then this is the next spot that you want to hold as Orisa. So we end up getting pulled off, which is not ideal. So I'm just having to take a fast fight onto point. So depending where the card is, they might have to, if the card's far enough away, they can go top left. Otherwise, you'll probably see him take a fight on from the right side, probably like where the Mega is. So. Okay, so the card's not far enough, so they can take the top left spot, it looks like. Come on, they want to go right side, okay. So yeah, those are the two spots. You just have to determine which side, if you think you can get to the card fast enough to get like a decent fight, because you don't want to just like int. So using bongos, going to point here, that's good. Good little pull. Dude, he's the guy's surviving. He's a survivor, man. It's a good kill onto the bongos there. Now we're just trying to just play card and survive. But we can watch the Dante blade. I kind of like Rain's comp way better with Orisa, since you're going to be playing distance with like the double shield. I think snipers are just get way more value, other than, you know, like the Genji, because like for Genji you need to have like a hard engage comps, so you either need like a Winston or like a ball to go and hard dive with him, or he's just gonna get kept up by, you know, like the Mercy or their BAP. So I think this is probably not the best pick. Would you rate JJANGGU Piggy happy? Let's go 110, all 10s. All 10s. Why do they have a Brig? I think they have a Brig so they could pack Dante. I think that's the reasoning behind that. Because they want to try and get in close. But against Rain's comp with double sniper, Brig doesn't really get much value because you can't even get close. So I think this is just like a comp issue. Like they're trying to run a comp that's not the best into, you know, the Rain's double sniper comp. They can just play distance. It's kind of the same thing. If you're against a Pharah as Brig, you're pretty useless and you're just gonna die. So you have to kind of want to swap off the Brig in a Pharah comp. So I think it's like this is like the same thing. It's like they're playing double sniper unless you can get in close, which they're not. Or if you're playing the dive, like if they're on like Winston or Ball, then I think Brig is fine, because then you just pack and you're taking those fast engagements. But since you're on the Orisa Sig, you're playing behind shield, Brig's never really gonna get even an Inspire proc off. but they're just playing it to pack Dante, I think. I think that's the thought process. Yeah, this is just, they're not playing an ideal comp and they're just getting rolled for the comp issue. Because when they weren't running that, they're like, you know, doing pretty well when they're like mirroring. I think it's definitely a comp swap. It's always on ball, I think, just to get the point fast, but this is a lot better of a comp with the Genji. You can see that he's trying to get to the high ground. This is doing what the ball should be doing, is trying to go for their back line while Sig's on point. So I still like that. I still like the JJANGGU's like thought process. Like a lot of other ball players probably would have went like straight to point, like, oh, do I need to contest point? But then you get no value. So him going for like trying to get on their back line up there didn't end up working out, but that's like the thought process that you want to have as a ball player into that comp. But I think it was for sure just the comp issue there, why they did not get the results that they wanted, because they couldn't really get much value out of like either the blade or the brig.